Hello and welcome to Huntington Beach Surfing.com's Top 10 Tips. The top 10 things you should know first before you take on the adventure of learning to surf on your own. Number 1. Wave height. Check the wave heights for the days you're planning on going out. It's always important to check if there's a swell on the way because the waves could look really small and within an hour of hitting the water, it could easily rise very quickly to unsafe conditions for beginners. When you're in Huntington Beach or anywhere else for that matter, be sure to watch the waves for at least 15 to 30 minutes to have a good idea of how big they are. Here's a good place to check for surf conditions and much more. Surfline.com. Number 2. Water quality. Here in California, you'll want to make sure you're not getting into the water right after it rains because of the runoff, especially for the first rain of the year or the season. You can check the water quality of the location you're going to surf at on surfline.com as well and see if there are any warnings. Number 3. Water temperature. Yes, I know you're from the 20 below state, but if you plan on learning to surf in Huntington Beach, California, you're going to want to wear a wetsuit. If you're planning on buying one, make sure to get a 4.3 to use during winter months and a 3.2 during spring and fall. Now 4.3 and 3.2 is simply the thickness of the wetsuits. Summer is a different story, but it can still be a little cold and a spring suit is definitely a great idea. Number 4. Size does matter. What size board to rent? If you've never surfed before, I'm going to highly recommend taking at least one surf lesson first for many reasons. However, if you're like me, Mr. I can do anything after I get my butt handed to me a few times, make sure you get at least an 8 to 9 foot longboard. 9 foot is best. If the surf shop is all out of 8 or 9 foot boards, my opinion is not to waste your time with anything smaller. It's going to be very difficult and very frustrating. Oh, and one more point. Always try to make sure you get a soft top longboard to begin with. It's much safer and much easier. Number 5. What do you mean I can't surf here? Here in Huntington Beach, we have something called blackball. I know, they couldn't come up with a better name, right? But in any event, blackball simply means you can't surf during certain times of the year in certain areas during specific times of the day. Is that confusing enough for you? Always make sure to find out before you rent a board if the beach you're going to allow surfing during that time of year and day. It's pretty lame when you get all the way down to the beach, you got your wetsuit on, just to find out that you can't surf. It does happen and it pretty much sucks. Number 6. Respect the locals. Always be respectful and cautious of people out in the water. There is localism in certain areas, so be sure to know about surf etiquette if you decide to go out on your own. This is a must. Number 7. Have a surf buddy. Make sure to have at least one person with you so you two can keep an eye on each other when you're out in the surf. It's always best to have someone on the beach watching as well. Have fun, but always play it safe if you've never surfed before. Number 8. Eat light before surfing. Make sure to allow about 2 hours after eating before going into the surf and hydrate. The combination of salt water and sun will cause you to need more water than usual. Bring a few bottles, please recycle, of water with you and maybe a little snack after you get out of the water. Surfing makes you mighty hungry. Number 9. Know your limits. If you're completely out of shape, I mean really out of shape, surfing may not be the right sport for you to try on your own. Now I'm not saying you have to be an Olympian, just know your limits. If you get extremely fatigued really quick, make sure you have a buddy with you and preferably a lifeguard on duty. Also, this goes without saying, but never turn your back to the ocean when you're in the water. And please don't dive off your board. It's usually shallow and testing how hard the bottom is compared to your head is not much fun. And number 10. Lighten up and have fun. Next to safety, this is the most important rule. Don't take it too seriously. You're most likely on vacation and here to have fun, and surfing is all about fun. The fun factor will definitely increase tenfold if you take a surf lesson first, but hey, I know it can be a bit pricey, and you may just want to see what it's like to try to catch a few waves on your own, which is totally cool. So either way, have fun, be safe, and happy surfing. For more information on Huntington Beach surfing lessons, please visit www.huntingtonbeachsurfinglessons.com and get ready for the ride of your life, and we'll see you on the beach. Take care. Aloha. Huntington Beach surfing lessons. Guaranteed to stand up or your lesson is free. Call today to reserve your surf lesson. 714-589-2386.